How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Fishflies, Issue 3. This is written and drawn by Jeff Lemire and released by Image Comics. And this is a book that I've been really enjoying. It's Lemire drawing Lemire and given a really thick page count that lets him do bigger panels when he wants to, and he can really let the atmosphere ruminate. Despite being the third of these rather thick issues, I feel like what happens at the end of the book really is finally setting us off into the meat of the story, but we've got so much time to get to know the atmosphere and the way characters think. I really do feel for the characters of this world. There's several interesting conversations in here and really interesting themes. You know, the cop is going to talk to the mother character and she's going to talk about how the world perceives her son because of her, and she'll also say, I get you're going after the criminal, but at the end of the day, I just want my son to be better, and catching the criminal isn't going to change whether he comes out of the coma or not. Yeah, some interesting things on the ideas of punishment and forgiveness in here, and with the criminal literally turning into a big Kafkaesque monster, what is it going to say about forgiving yourself and crossing a line and becoming something else? I am really curious where this is going, but some interesting conversations, some interesting relationships between the characters, and right there at the end of this book, I feel finally setting off on what's going to be the bigger, more action-heavy part of the story. I don't remember how many issues this is going for, but I hope it really just does take its time and fill out the story, because it really is something I'm pretty interested in. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and switch over to the close-up camera. I'll talk about the stories in more specifics. I won't do any major spoilers, but I want to say my piece on some plot points and show you guys some of the art. So without further ado, let's switch over to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle, taking a closer look at Fishflies, number 3. Right off the bat, of course, always do like this really nice identifiable banner. And then we get this missing poster, let's bring it closer to the camera, for Francis Fox. And yeah, that's an actual phone number down there, I guess. Usually they're 555 numbers. I do not know what happens if you call this. Be cool if it was some bit of integration, you know, some world building thing, but yeah, an actual number on the cover. That's strange. Anyway, flip it to the back, we get the wanted poster again, 599 00311, rated M for mature. Yeah, there's some swearing in this book, but man, 18 plus, that seems a little hefty. And yeah, it is $5.99, but bear in mind this is a pretty thick single issue. And yeah, there's the number 3 on the side. Actually, it's thick enough to write the name on the side of the book, so I think it's worth $5.99. Anyway, Jeff Lemire, writer and artist, and there's the other credits and a bug wing on the inside. Anyway, after this, let's go and talk a bit about the comic. I'm not going to be doing any major spoilers, but I do want to say my piece on a few plot points. I'll go in, show a little bit of the art and story, do a little bit of analysis, but I'll try not to go too far towards the end of the book, because I don't want to ruin anything too major. But anyway, we do open with these dogs searching the fields. Nice little shot of this dog barking here. Now, I do want to say, there's no previously on, and when you show me the dog barking and then you show me this cover of Francis missing, I was like, wait, she didn't run away last issue, did she? And she didn't. But, you know, it took me a minute to kind of remember what's going on. Again, I'll always advocate for previously ons in these stories, but a lot of this issue will follow our cop character, and I really do like he has this nice, emotional, heartfelt conversation with the mother, talking about how the mother knows people perceive her as being very superstitious and doesn't like when the judgment of her flows on to her kid. So a very real human conversation here. And we also get where the officer assures that they'll catch him, but she says, that won't bring my son back. So we do get, you know, the way Francis talks in this book as well about how bad things are happening because we did bad things, and us as an audience knowing you're just a little girl, you're pretty innocent, don't think of yourself that way, talking about themes of forgiveness and acceptance and stuff. And I think it could be a really, really interesting story, and I can't wait to see how that goes, you know. So he'll later have a very interesting conversation with his wife, who I believe is a new character in the book. I don't think we've seen her before, but yeah, some nice human emotions that we're getting in here. We then cut to Francis's part of the story. The dad's upset because they called him after the fight, and he said, "They called me at work, but she knows better than that. You aren't at work, you are at the bar drinking." And she gets smacked because of that. Yeah, not a great home life situation. But the cop is going to come to the door, and there's a bit of tension between the cop and this guy. We get lines, "If Vicky had pressed charges, I would love to have locked you up." So yeah, there is quite a bit of tension there. I'm guessing Vicky is probably Francis's mother. And he eventually does agree to let them search the barn because the dogs had tracked the criminal to this area. And yeah, he is quite the scumbag there. But I do want to say, even if you're completely innocent, you kind of got to be careful about letting the police onto your property. It's quite easy that they can go down the wrong tree and you can get blamed for something you didn't do. So I'm not a lawyer, obviously call one, but yeah, I would be pretty nervous in this situation. But the altercation does give Frances enough time to overhear this, and she is going to run to her bug friend, and it's going to be a case of, "I know you love and care about me, but you have to get out of here." And she's going to be trying to send him away for his own good. And we still get that question in the book, how human is this guy still? We get where he just jumps up and down when he sees her. That's pretty bug-like. But he stares and puts an affectionate hand on her face. Yeah, I do wonder if there's any of this guy left. And if he can come back, will he be him? Yeah, I don't know. So this book, I am really, really curious where this is going, how this Kafka-esque transformation, you know, you did something horrific and now you're literally becoming a monster. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Jeff Lemire playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about more Lemire books, including the first 2 issues of the series, you can find that right there. But I also covered things like Family Tree and Little Monsters, other things he did as well. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.